used blue. Is that giving us something at least? Because my audio mixer is showing. I don't know if that's for the right microphone or if it's for that microphone or what. I'll have to work on that. That did it. Okay, well, at least there's some sort of an audio. I have the I got the choir loft energized. I fixed the electrical on the stage, and now I'm going to be doing the bathroom. So we're just about done. We're just about wrapped up with all that. And that makes me happy. I do have a few small things to fix here and there with my wiring. I'll be doing that today. But primarily I'll get the bathroom up and running, and then I will fix the back bathroom's on the wrong circuit, and the confessionals are on the wrong circuit. But I will get those addressed today as well. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Dad duty weekend. Well, these things happen. You know, once you teach your kids to run the forge, dad duty turns into double production. And by the way, since everything earlier got cut off because my microphone wasn't working, clearly I wasn't paying attention. What you call it? I'm having butter pecan because some butter pecan ice cream because I burned the shit out of my tongue. My cups or my coffee mugs are 10 ounces apparently, or just 12 ounces. So I tried to take a sip of the hot coffee so I could carry it without burning my hand, and I burned the hell out of my tongue. Which really is just an elaborate ruse to have an excuse to eat ice cream. And I absolutely love ice cream. Makes me happy. Especially butter pecan. What's your favorite ice cream? Coffee for you and cinnamon toast crunch for the bean. Well, as far as cereals go, cinnamon toast crunch is a pretty good one. I've always enjoyed it. I got the Maxwell House coffee, dark roast. I'm just waiting for it to cool off a little bit more. Peanut butter fudge ripple. Ooh, that's a bold one. Let's see. Much better. So I'm getting over a cold I had this week, and the congestion is killing me. Chocolate and peanut butter. I mean, yeah. But when it's peanut butter fudge ripple, that makes it sound like a little bit more, you know? Anyways. You have no idea how happy I am that this electrical is getting finished, because, well, that means I can get back to doing shop work. How did that get turned down to 10? Gonna try a new mixed drink tonight. Well, do you want to tell the class what you're going to be drinking? I watched that, the Mike Tyson fight the other night, and first off, I was very disappointed in how it turned out. But even more disappointing is my scotch. I had 4 fingers of scotch. Felt nothing. Absolutely nothing. Let me clean up some of my trash over here. Cookie dough moonshine and a Starbucks mocha frap. All right, that sounds good. That sounds really good. Also, might I add, I absolutely love that I know how to sharpen drill bits. Because I have a big auger bit that I use for the to run the electrical. And, well, you saw I ran that thing into a nail. And it chewed pretty far through the nail too, mind you. But it also dulled the hell out of it. Should I try it? You think it's cool enough? It might be. Yeah, it's good. Dulled the hell out of it. So I need to figure out, well, so I was able to take that up and just really carefully file all those blades, and baby, it cut like butter. It's wonderful. Sometimes It's the little things. Now, I do have a project update. We made significant progress on this. What was that? You have a new flag coming in. What flag? Goonies. Ah. These verifications fail. Anyways, Goonies flag. Cool. That's awesome. So yeah, got this guy here done. Well, not done. There's still some big capping and stuff. They're running up and down because the pieces were able to cool unevenly, unfortunately. So as a real bear, I actually had to use the super glue along with one of my woodworking clamps to essentially force this thing together. And then before I took everything off, I used my where is it? My soldering iron to melt and essentially weld all the seams together, inside and out. But I have to go back and use some of the I have to use that 3D pen. I need to find it's in this mess somewhere, I believe, and get some filler material in there, and then go back again with my soldering iron and kind of work everything in. But we're getting close. Getting this together is a big step. There's still some other greeblies and stuff, like there's stuff that go from here to here that are like oxygen tubes or something that I need to print off, and there's like earpieces that go in these holes that I need to get printed. But I think before I print those pieces off, what I'm going to do is get, you know, all this filled and then get this whole thing sanded real good first. And then I need to start thinking about paint and, you know, how I'm going to finish this. And also I need to do something about the eyes. I need to either get or make some sort of lens to go in there, and, you know, glue some pads and stuff. But we're getting close. It's middle of the month basically. I think I can have this up on a shelf for purchase prior to Christmas, I think. So there's some layer desaturation on this piece. It's looking good, yeah. But I think once I get that to a point, I'm gonna take, I'm gonna sand the shit out of it, get it filled, get it sanded. I think the next thing to do would be to get some ethyl acetate in a bucket and do a vapor finish on it to really just get in there and melt, just melt everything together really good. It'll either work fantastically or destroy the whole thing. But I'll get that filled and finish welding the pieces together. Yeah, we're taking along at a pretty good pace. Going to be amazing when it's complete. I hope so. I'm really putting a lot of work into this, and I hope it turns out nice. I think it will. I also want to do I have a Death Trooper helmet over there too. It'd be nice to see them both up on shelves before the holiday season. I think that one just needs a good bath of the ethyl acetate as well, which apparently is what melts PLA, not acetone. I mean, I guess acetone can, but that's more for like the ABS, which I am not printing because that's more finicky. Apparently PLA is much more forgiving, and I am okay with that. But looking at this whole thing together and where all the panel lines and everything are, I mean, really, except for this piece up here, everything should be amazingly simple to do. Like, this should be the only part of smithing. And when I make a steel one, so doing the top cap and doing the superstructure should be the only actual pieces of smithing. Everything else is just basic fabrication. I mean, I guess this has a little bit of a complex shape to it, but everything else is pretty cut and dry. Which I think is a good thing. I can't wait to have this done. This'll look so cool. I'm very happy with how it's turning out. Oh, pardon me. But yeah, this is coming along pretty well, and I'm very happy with how this is turning out. Ah, Ken, welcome to the show. I'm just showing Alan. I got this guy almost done. Fully glued and welded. This thing is huge. It's very large front to back too, which I suppose is a good thing, because then it allows you to, that's all the way forward, that's all the way back. A lot of space in it. A lot more space than the Dark Trooper helmet. A lot more space than my paintball helmet, and a lot more space than all of the medieval helmets I've made. Now, I thought my Great Helm had a lot of space in it, but this thing is huge. It's like a freaking Cadillac. Thank you. Yeah, so this will be, I think, a very good model. A very good piece to model. Ultramarine motorcycle helmet. Oh. Honestly, if you modify the oculars, like, if you just take it down to where this panel line in here is, and maybe increase this up here, and come over, you could definitely do something with that. That would be cool. Yeah, you could do that, because this thing has really poor vision. Really, really horrible vision. I mean, you can see how wide that front is. Well, so you lose a good chunk right here, but then these do not dip down nearly far enough to give you a good vision of what's going on around you. But it's a very interesting helmet. It has a lot of potential once you. I think this will have a lot of potential made out of steel. And you can definitely put a shit ton of padding in it. Yeah, this could easily be a really cool thing. You need to weld that nose down too. But I think to do that, I need to get some clamps. Some of my smaller woodworking clamps, fish them in through the eyes, and then pull this down, like clamp that down, and get that welded together. But you could definitely do something with that. Yeah. You know what? Now that you're thinking about it, now I'm thinking about it now that you said that. For a hot minute, I had a motorcycle helmet. It felt about the same size on my head as that thing does. And I think if this thing was about 10% smaller, it'd probably work perfect as a motorcycle helmet. Like I said, the bigger oculars. Other than that, I mean, it's about the right size. You could put enough padding in it. So, yeah, I have to finish the electrical work, which that'll get done today. Also, I have 4 15 amp breakers, brand new. I can't, or 20 amp breakers, brand new. They're GE. I cannot return them because I lost the receipt. And I paid cash for them. So, if anyone wants them, let me know. I'll give you a good deal on them. $4 a breaker. They just won't fit the square D panel that I'm working on. So, which is stupid. Basically, the little hook on the back is just not big enough, and I didn't want to file them down. So if either of you want some breakers, I got cheap ones for you. Like I said, brand new 20 amp. But yeah. Otherwise, I've just been working on trying to get my laser set up to start running more business cards, and I'm not sure where my problem is, because I'm having an issue with basically the cards curling up and then getting dragged all over the place. And I get some pretty interesting prints. Like, one of them is, dang, my boxes are square D. Yeah, most people's are. You know, this is a good card. See, everything's nice and square and level, and, you know, it's semi-transparent. Ooh. Ooh. And this one, on the other hand, and I got like a dozen of them that are like this. It's very disappointing. But I have a bunch of patterns that are almost ready to go up onto the, well, two things. One, I'm actually working on a real website for Knightsmith. And two, yeah, leather patterns. I have a bunch of leather patterns that I'm getting ready to have those drop. And I'm going to put them on my Patreon, which is patreon.com/Knightsmith. I think I'm going to have the patterns on sale for like $5 a pop. And the first one that's going to hit is my trifold wallet. Alan, the new kitten we got for Ellie seems to have claimed me as her human. Oh, that's cute. So yeah, patterns are going to drop for wallets. I'm going to do the trifold wallet. I'm going to do the bifold wallet. I'm going to wait on a little bit because I want to mess with that pattern some more. It just doesn't feel quite right. It's close, but not quite there. And then my minimalist wallet is going to drop soon as well. I'm designing everything in AutoCAD, so I know everything lines up perfect. I just want to import those into the laser first and do one run of each, just to make sure that everything is just right where it needs to be, you know? But you are now the kitten's human. Oh, that's adorable. That's a cute kitty. Aw. Well, now you can't go anywhere. You're stuck. Might be a month. So I am going to be starting the whole YouTube thing, regular. The regular programming again soon. Once I'm done with this electrical stuff, I'm going to clean the shop and get back to business as usual. And in so much as that is, well, it's pretty much just that. But I'm not sure which projects I should tape. I know I have a Adirondack chairs I want to build for the house and for sale. I have bookshelves I'm going to be building. I have a bed for a little man that I'm going to be building. It's probably going to be my first project. I'll probably start with that. Mostly using recycled lumber. About a half hour and she's only about 10 weeks old. Aww. That's adorable. My parents' cat is not doing so well. And yeah. You know, I really want to find something to do with these other than just recycle them. Facebook just popped up that it's Eileen's birthday, so happy birthday, Eileen. Yes, she is too entranced with her new boy to do anything, to come on here anymore, apparently. But I will tell her nonetheless. But yeah, I really want to find something to do with these. I don't have very many rolled items though that would fit something like this. Otherwise that'd be perfect for it. But it's just too nice to throw out. It's nice thick heavy cardboard. It's already rolled. And it's already ready to accept a roll of something. Christmas lights holder. That would be nice, yeah. Actually, that would be really good. Just slot the thing in here and just roll it right up. Take a little bit of saran wrap. Brilliant idea. Thank you, Ken. Okay, well, that settles it. I'm keeping it. I just need an excuse to keep them. Ooh, boy. Boxwood Derby car wheels. I don't think they're quite durable enough for that. Maybe they are. But you know what I mean though? They just look too nice to throw away. They feel too nice to toss. I had to bring my wood glue with me back to the shop. Thought I had one at the shop, but apparently I don't. I snapped my hammer a couple weeks ago. I still needs to get that fixed. Can't forget it again. but I'm not quite sure on a lot of projects. I also need to start collecting people. Gotta run. Work time. See ya. All right, Ken. Well, drive safe, and hopefully hopefully the week goes quick for you. I'm gonna be at the shop today, so right as soon as this is over, I'm gonna be getting changed and heading on down. Fun times, yo. Fun times. Actually, it is gonna be kind of fun. I love my 3D printer. It's such a fun little toy. I know it's a tool, but it's also a toy. And it's fun. Oh, man. This coffee needs to hurry up and wake me up. So yeah, next little thing I'm looking at getting. Either thinking about getting a dedicated metal grinder, like a what you call it, like a dedicated belt grinder for doing knives and stuff, or a small airbrush kit. You boosted yours with a shot of espresso. Nice. Now the airbrush kit would help with this, which will be nice. But I think I can hand paint most of this, or use a rattle can for this one. I think that's what I'll do. If these, and the Death Trooper is going to be all gloss black, so that's not going to be too hard. I think the main thing I need to worry about with the Death Trooper one, not so much with this guy, because this guy is supposed to be like kind of battle worn a little bit, so it doesn't need to be perfect, which is nice. The Death Trooper one, though, has to be glossy, so I need to get all of the imperfections out of it, which is going to be a bit of trial and error. But I think it's going to be cool nonetheless. Oh, it's already 9:50. This morning is starting to fly by. So many projects, so little time. But I think that's kind of the way of everything now, isn't it? You never have quite enough time to do all the projects you want. I also want to start making arrowheads. I think that'll just be a fun little thing to do on the side, though. I don't think I'm going to try and do a main production of it. But that would be a great way to use a bunch of junk metal. Like rebar and stuff. Yeah. And I think we've talked about this a few times. I think that'd be a real good thing to do. And then I also want to supersize that and make a few spearheads. So I'd actually use real good, I'd use decent metal with that. Why am I getting so many messages? Sure. Yep. What style you gonna work on? I think for the arrowheads, I'm just gonna start with bodkins. They're the most versatile, most useful, and they seem like they'd be the easiest to start with. As far as spears, I'm not sure. I think starting with just doing just a basic teardrop broadhead would be the easiest, because I really need to start working on doing like dagger profiles and stuff. Long bodkins are fun. Yeah, I was thinking about doing like, maybe an inch long head, and then I don't know how long I'm going to do the shaft, maybe half an inch to start with, and then kind of feel out from there. So that'd be more like a field tip. But then, I mean, you could easily just take that and just draw that out a little bit further, and then you have an armor piercing tip. I know it's not really for hunting or anything, but maybe I want to start getting into some small game or whatever. And I think that would be a great way to do it. A bow and arrow, and homemade arrows, and start working on that. I have a bow. It's only a 30-pound bow, so it's only good for like small game. Doesn't have the penetrating power for something larger like a deer. Definitely not for bear. But yeah, I think like, and then for the spear, I want to try and do a couple like 12 to 16 inch spearheads with maybe a 5 or 6 inch collar for the haft. Try and do a few of those. I want to try and get maybe 4 of those and mount those on some hickory poles. Do 4 or 5 of those, take 4 of them down, keep one for myself, because duh. But take those down to Union Vapor. Make a couple swords. I want to try to do a few messers, a couple long swords. Get a real good price on those. Take those down for sale, and then just start really kind of getting funky with things and playing with it. Because life's too short not to have fun. Roman pilums. Yes. Those are... if I could get my hands on some nice wrought iron, or some decent wrought iron, because those were meant not as... Those are very interesting tools or weapons, because they're not meant to kill people. They're meant to ruin your shield. And what I mean with that, and I'm pretty sure you understand, but if anybody else is watching, they're supposed to... Basically, they're kind of shaped like this file. They're supposed to be kind of heavy, a long, thin wrought iron tip, that's kind of barbed at the end. And it's supposed to go in. It's supposed to be really heavy on the back end. So it's supposed to get in through the shield and then bend, and just making the shield absolutely useless. That way, when the Romans march in, they have their shields, they have their gladiuses or gladii, and various lengths and sizes or whatever, and they just hack you to bits because you have no way to defend yourself really. Because Roman shields were generally superior, especially when they operated in a shield wall, especially Tortuga formation. I love that. That's just really cool. But when they have that going, and then when they also have their gladiuses, when they're marching in line, they're just terrifying. But the first volley was the pylons, to remove the enemy shields, or at least as many of the enemy shields as possible. Brutal, intelligent, Roman. Yeah, it just softened up the enemy. It was a great tactic. Another tactic, I know we're running short on time now. Another tactic I really enjoy from the Romans, which is just horrifying once you think about it, is their slingers. When they would set up a siege, they would have their slingers come out, and they had these special shots, not meant to do physical damage, but they would keep up this barrage of pebbles for 24 to 48 hours previous to them actually sieging the town, or trying to breach the town. And what they were these tiny little stones that had holes drilled in them that they would sling up and throw, and it'd just be a whistle all night. So you got these whistling and the tinking of all of these shot raining down on your houses and stuff for 24 hours, for a full day and night, maybe 2 days or 3 days sometimes. And that would just destroy enemy resistance. And the Romans were able to basically just march right in. Because 24, 48 hours of no sleep, constant anxiety, you're not going to be at peak fighting capabilities. And the Romans just marched in. And when they got more brutal, they would use basically disease warfare and fling corpses into bigger cities, again to weaken the city's defenses and destroy them from the inside out. Horrible stuff. Amazing. On that note, and I know we're already over time, but I want to make a shoulder-mounted trebuchet. For no other reason than it would be hilarious. Someone sent me a meme when the artificer and the I think it was cleric or something, have too much time on their hands, and basically the cleric was the spotter, and the artificer had he was kind of dressed as a knight, and he had the trebuchet on his shoulder, kind of like a sniper and a spotter basically. I just thought it was hilarious, and I would love to do that. Anyways, we're over time. I have a lot of work to do today, and I think I'm going to get all the electrical work done today, which I am so happy for. Anyway, so that's the day, that's the time, that's the show. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. And thank you for helping make this world better. One kerf at a time, and I'll see you all next week.